or you're sinking like a stone. Carry on.
Here's a riddle for you. It is both something you do and a place that you visit. And if you're searching for the answer, chances are you've already found it. Now, if you're going online to Google the answer to that riddle, you're a little bit closer than you think. Hi, I'm Jake Hamilton here at Google headquarters in Northern California, getting ready to talk with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson about the new comedy, The Internship, and about why sometimes the long shots pay off the biggest. Get ready, this is Jake's Takes.
You closed the company?
What about us? You're a great salesman, but it's too late for you guys. Everything's computerized, and you're dinosaurs. And I'm gonna say something harsh now.
Now you're gonna say something harsh. Nick, I got it. Google.
You got us a job at Google?
It was an interview for an internship that could lead to a job.
You're kidding, right?
They have more life experience than the age of most of our interns.
So obviously the chance to intern with the right company or the right person is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you guys could have interned with any actor in the history of Hollywood, who would you have liked to have interned with, and what is the thing that you'd like to learn from that person?
I would like to have interned with, well, I guess you'd say Marlon Brando, just
Nice.
because of, all the great
On the
performances.
Waterfront or Godfather
I'd say
or
on
Dr.
the
Moreau?
Waterfront and Godfather, all those, but even some of the later movies, but also just when you kind of read interviews and stuff with him, I just think he had was a funny guy.
Nice.
I think it would have been really
And that's what you
interesting.
learn is no two people are the same. Raquel Welch.
Raquel Welch.
At a young age. I would have loved to have had a chance to shadow her.
Absolutely.
And get to kind of understand what was going on.
Boy, I walked into that one.
Some time.
He's a straight man.
I get this old guy here wanted to, what do I do? Okay. What does that mean?
Welcome to Google.
Do you know what launch this was from?
I feel like there was some webpage you could go to, type things in and search for answers.
Your interns?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Deal with it.
You're so old, though.
We're looking at some sort of mental Hunger Games against a bunch of genius kids for just like a handful of jobs.
You will be broken up into teams.
Find some geniuses.
Hello, Stanford. You, college.
University of...
No, on me. You're coming with me.
You're all I got.
I don't have a group.
You'll mentor the leftovers.
From Lyle, one of the team managers. Pound me. Come on, bro, fist me. Let's all fist each other, right?
Obviously, Google has changed our lives when it comes to looking for information, but sometimes it inadvertently leads us to things that we weren't necessarily looking for. So I was wondering, if I was going to Google everyone in the cast, which cast member had the best chance of leading me towards the most weird, obscure search facts?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really.
I wonder, yeah.
Google
I don't know.
people are that
I was
much.
actually thinking, because we did a
Cuts
screening
into
for
the-
Google the other day,
Right.
and it was nice to see the way people kind of responded to the movie, and people have really been enjoying the movie. But I was thinking, when we did a Q&A of us, who would have had the best chance of being hired at Google? And I think it would have been Sean. I don't see, with all respect, I don't see you being hired because you're not a, great math and science. Vince, stay positive.
I disagree. I feel like
He's
if you
still
want
with Raquel Welch.
He's still focusing on that.
Question. He's like getting tea right now.
Who I never want to put a box around him. I can't help him, but I would disagree entirely. But it's like to what Owen's saying, I think is true. Audiences have responded so tremendously to the movie, and I think not only because the movie is very funny, but it's actually about something.
Right.
And it's really about in life, whether it's a job, which it is in this movie's case, but it's also in this movie about relationships, feeling like you didn't end up where you wanted to, things haven't gone well. Finding that courage to kind of say, well, I still want those things.
Right.
I don't want to give up.
Right.
I still want to try to have those things in my life. There's something very winning about that. And I think that's what audiences, the warmth of the movie has really been really well received.
I'm Neha Patel.
Stuart.
Yo-Yo Santos.
How about a high five? Whoa.
Did you get beat up a lot in school?
I was homeschooled by my mom.
Did you get beat up a lot in homeschool?
Your first challenge, manning the helpline.
I'm not very good with Gmail support. For you, is this kind of like teaching a kid the alphabet?
Actually, it's like teaching a kid a letter. Just one letter.
You will fail.
Sometimes the long shots pay off the biggest.
Our team's a joke.
We need to start believing.
This reminds me of a little girl from a steel town who had the dream to dance.
She reached up and pulled the chain to nowhere and doused herself with water.
Flashdance, you're talking about the movie from the 80s.
Yeah, you're damn right I am.
Oh boy.
I love that everything you guys need to know in life, you learn from Flashdance.
Yeah.
All the life lessons come from that movie. So I was gonna wonder if I could run through some of my favorite movies that you guys have been in.
Let's
and
do
you
it.
guys could tell me what life lesson I should pull from
Houston?
that.
Okay.
Houston.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
we
do
have
this.
liftoff.
Of course, I have to start out with the classic Wedding Crashers.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
What should I learn from that?
That that's
To thy own self be true.
That's good. That is very good.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's poetry. This man's a poet.
And that there's something about weddings that makes girls kind of, you know.
I think
like
it's
a great
warned
time
them
to
though.
meet
I went to a
girls.
wedding the other day, and I feel like girls are now on the lookout
They're
for that.
on.
So you
Yeah.
kind of killed all of our chances.
They're
playing hard to
playing
get.
possum.
Are they?
Yeah.
Can I tell all the future girls I'm trying to pick up that I know you guys and see how far that takes
You don't
me?
need that. You don't need that.
But yes, you can.
Oh, okay. Swingers.
Yeah.
What could I learn from swingers?
To thy own self be true.
To thy own self be true.
And then, of course, being from Houston, I have to ask, what life lesson can I pull from the great classic, a movie I truly love, Armageddon?
Armageddon. I thought you were going to say Rushmore.
Oh, I could do Rush. I guess that would have been the classy choice.
Armageddon would be
Can I?
that.
May I?
Yes, go ahead.
To thy own self be
To
true.
thine own self be true.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and you don't want to miss a thing.
There's still some dreams floating around out there. It's not too late. Just gotta reach out and grab them.
We have rules. Red means no. Green means yes. Dating a fellow intern. You can't date an intern, no.
So we'll say no to love.
We'll say no to love, yes.
Is a one-night stand considered dating?
Why don't the two of you guys go and find the programmer? His name is Charles Xavier.
He's a professor.
He's in a wheelchair.
Charles Xavier?
You found me out. Cyclops, Rogue, we're all here. Now come closer.
Oh my God! Professor Xavier's a total